Alrighty, hey y'all. I wanted to get on and share some of the artwork that I've been doing recently, and just kind of a little bit about it, and then I'll also have a little video clip of me working on a piece as well. I typically don't do a ton of artwork because I've never been super confident in what it is that I do. I always felt like my artwork was really like comic booky, it was never realistic, and that frustrated me. I wanted my artwork to look realistic. I wanted it to be something extraordinary and something beautiful, but I kind of grew in the way that I liked my own artwork. It took a long time. It took years really before I was like, okay, I like the way that my artwork looks. This was a matching set that I did a little while ago. I've really gotten into plants recently because I don't have time to sit and dedicate myself to 3 hours or 6 hours or days worth of painting because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm working on so many different projects and I have a day job, and I didn't have time to be able to sit down and follow this passion that I so love. So I had to find another way to go about doing my artwork that really portrayed how I feel and how I want things to be in my life. Which it's kind of weird that I say it that way because I have never really seen art that way. I just see it as a way of peace and a way to just kind of release your mind of all the stresses that you've got going on at the time. So for me, saying that, oh, you know, I want it to kind of represent the way that I want my life to be, but I want my life to be clean and I want it to be neat and I want it to be organized, and that's why these are so simplistic. So that's kind of what I was shooting for with that. And so I've been doing a lot of plant artwork, and I wish I had some more of my pieces in here, but that's the one that I did a couple days ago at my godmother's house. I did both of these, the matching set, in less than 3 hours, whilst being interrupted and all sorts of other stuff. Now I did decide to do kind of like a silver dollar eucalyptus look, which is the clip that I will show you here in a bit. So that'll be cool, and then I'll show you the finished product afterwards. I love the opportunity that this kind of artwork gives me to be able to sit down and to do a piece and to relax and take a breather and do something that I care about and do something that I'm passionate about, and to really kind of sit and enjoy the calmness and the peace that it gives me. Like, I've got all these paintbrushes, and let me tell you, I use like three. I use 3 different brushes for this whole thing. Even my signature. Like, I'm so minimal when it comes to things that I do in certain ways, but for some reason I still have an over-the-top amount of things that I use. So one thing that I've discovered that I love is using this kind of palette, which I still end up having dog hair stuck in it and just little bits of filth and just grossness. But these paints, I started using liquid paints, and I originally started doing watercolors with, of course, you know, a dry tray that you use water and you mix it in and it works a little, that's how it works, you know? And so I started using these liquid ones when I became an instructor at Michael's, and I did end up leaving the position, but once I started using these, I fell in love with them. So I went ahead and, of course, for the job, to teach myself how to use them, I bought those, and they really ended up becoming one of my favorite ways of doing watercolor versus the dry palette. And especially, I can tell you, because of this right here. As you can see, there's like all of the different colors in there, and they're still there. And that's probably my favorite part, is I can go and I can wet my brush and use all these colors anyway. So like, I don't think I have any of the color from this here. There's a little bit of the green. There's a little bit of the greens that I used that were in this painting here. But all the colors that are here and here were colors that I used for the painting that I'm gonna show you here in just a bit. So that, to me, is just super cool that I don't have to worry about wasting. Unlike with my acrylic paints, it's really, really hard to use acrylic paints and to re-wet them and to use them again. So I've fallen in love with watercolor. It's super simple. When you get a chance to see more of my artwork, you're gonna see a lot of times I love to use book pages, and I don't know why I fell in love with that technique. I know one of my favorite artists, and for some reason his name is beyond me right now. I will put it down in the description below so that you can find his artwork, because he is probably one of my biggest inspirations. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip. Here is the finished product. It's actually a little bit lighter now that it's dried, but I kind of like that because it really gives it that silver dollar eucalyptus look now that it's the lighter shade. And you know how it's usually got kind of like that powdery look and feel to it after the eucalyptus has been pulled and slightly dried. So I love that this little clipping, you can kind of see the discoloration and a little bit of that lighter tone, which is really nice. Of course, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not fantastic. I can tell you that video clip, as short as it was, the actual painting took me about 30 to 45 minutes. So 41 seconds doesn't do justice, okay? It does take a little longer than that. And okay, so for my supplies, all I used was this watercolor paper book from Walmart, okay? I don't like to go above and beyond. I actually originally bought this because I wanted to do my wedding invitations with the papers, so it was kind of one of those things that I was like, oh, let me find some watercolor paper, and I couldn't find my one that I bought from Michael's a while back, so I just snagged that one. And I'm pretty sure it's the exact same one from Michael's. Pretty sure. So yeah, and then of course I've got my little round palette that I used in the different colors, and I used a couple colors from the dry palette. I've gotten kind of where I get comfortable mixing, so I did this one and then this green and just kind of mixed it while I was working, and then I used a little bit of this forest green here too. Then I used a little bit of the blue and a couple of the greens from in here and mixed it in this palette, and then I used something left over from another painting prior, so. But that's pretty much all there was to it. There's not anything super crazy. I just really wanted to be able to start sharing my artwork with people. It's nothing extraordinary, but for me, it's so peaceful, and it gives me a way to kind of express myself a little bit and to show off how incredible God is, because it's crazy. He made all of these plants, and he made them so beautiful in a way that we wanted to mimic it the best that we could. And that is so, so beautiful, right? I mean, that we're trying so hard to mimic the most incredible artist that there's ever been. But thanks so much for stopping in. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more, if you're interested in seeing what else there is to this YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so that you can get a notification next time I post a video. Go ahead and check out my Instagram. It is Miss Kelsey DW. And I also have a photography one if you wanted to check that out too. It's Lady K Photography. And I also have a Pinterest, so pin it up with me. I have got so much content for you guys on there, and I will be back super soon. See y'all later.